Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna only cover this video because she does a Q&A in the video. Um, and she says a few little tidbits that I find interesting. Um, Other than that, I don't think I'm gonna cover this channel because I agree with Goose Chuck. Hello, Goose Chuck. I agree with her opinion, as well as many others. Um, like, I honestly feel that this is a troll, a thirsty troll, and I don't find it fun or entertaining anymore. So instead of subjecting you guys to it, I probably will not cover her unless something like extremely interesting happens. Other than that, I think this will probably be one of the last times I cover her. So here we go. And it's I past part of the video where she's like laying all these sausages on this pan thing, which I don't understand. She has a kitchen. I don't understand why she's cooking in the living room, I believe it is. So I'm not going to do the entire video because I believe it's a eating portion at the end. So here we go.
Here we go.
Nope, here we go.
Oh, I can't read it with the glasses. Let's see, what have we got? Curious about your daughters and mom feeling about...
So apparently, I didn't know this. Did she ask on a community post or her comment section, did she ask for you guys to give, for people to give questions? I don't know. So apparently she has written down some of the questions. I guess this is like a la Amber Lynn, picking specific questions to suit the narrative, I guess. I don't know. And it's funny, she's wearing the Amber Lynn glasses on top of her head. How cool.
You traveling to Egypt. Oh, okay. First of all, just one daughter lives at home, and to be pretty fair, I guess she's told me she doesn't want me to go, but she's also happy for me, so she's been really supportive. I won't speak about the other daughters because I don't have their permission. I have two mums, so I have my birth mother and I have my adopted mother. And my adopted mother, we stopped talking years ago,
Wow.
so I don't think she really would have an opinion, or I don't really think she would care, really. I don't know, we're not in each other's lives, so...
So am I to assume that she has a messy childhood as well as a messy family life like Chantal? Interesting.
And no bad feelings towards her, we're just not involved in each other's lives. As for my birth mum, unfortunately, and once again I won't say anything bad about her, you know, because I love her.
Wow.
But when I decided to become a Muslim, she was really strongly against that. And when I decided to marry somebody who was a Muslim, she was against that. And when I said I was going to go to another country, to a Muslim country, she basically gave me the hard word, and yeah, she's just decided not.
I mean, that's understandable and believable considering that, from what you said, that you are Jewish. So, I mean, it's sad, that, parents don't, and I mean, this could probably pertain to like any religion. They might get upset if a child decides to go outside of the religion and choose another. Yeah, that happens. But I mean, it's understandable if you were Jewish and then you decide to switch to Islam, as well as if somebody was a Muslim and decided to turn to Judaism. Like, yeah, I could see the conflict in that within a family, just considering the climate in that part of the world. So yeah, that's understandable.
In my life anymore, so I guess her opinion doesn't count either. But hey, if you see this, Mum, I miss you. Even though we, have had our problems and disagreements, yeah, you always love your mum. So that's the answer to that question.
And I mean, honestly, I don't know what actually went on within the relationship with her birth mother, why she was giving up, but that would make me question all her actions now. As far as this trolling and all of this, I don't know. She could be a little unhinged like our girl Chantal, based on that.
Have you lived in Australia your whole life? Yes. Although a lot of members of my family have been overseas, and when I was younger, I was going to go overseas. I was going to go live in Israel / Palestine, whatever you want to call it.
Wait, what?
And
Okay, what do you mean, whatever you want to call it? No, that's two separate countries, Israel and Palestine. So it's not whatever you want to call it. I don't know, to me that's kind of offensive.
yeah, I was going to start a whole new life over there, but that didn't.
Israel is still a country, whether people do not want to recognize it or not. As far as Palestine, they haven't gotten the recognition yet, but I consider them a country as well. So, I mean, that might not be a popular opinion, but two separate countries.
Eventuate. So I decided to stay in Australia and make my life here. Where have you lived and travelled? Good question. Well, I was born in South Australia, and I've lived with family members before in South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, and now in my later years I live in Queensland, Australia.
So basically, you've never left Australia.
First, I moved around a lot when I was quite young as a child because, I didn't always live with the same family. So I've lived with my birth parents, my grandparents, my other grandparents. I had some time in foster care.
I don't know. I'm having trouble because of I don't know if any of this is true. Like I usually have a good sense for people, whether to believe them or not. And so far, a lot of the things that she's saying, and especially because the way she's looking up, kind of like trying to think of something to say, kind of reminiscent of Chantal when she's lying. The stories are kind of a hodgepodge of Chantal and Amber Lynn. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know if these stories are her own. That's just my opinion. She could be telling the truth. I don't know. I just have a weird vibe about it.
Then lived with, the majority, I would have to say, was living with my father, my adopted mother. But I did spend a few years with my birth mother, and again, bouncing backwards and forwards between grandparents. So, yeah. Also, when I was, quite young, my adopted mum was in the Air Force, in the Australian Air Force. She was a flight lieutenant, and yeah, she'd go around singing on planes and stuff, really awesome stuff. And my dad at that stage was in the Australian Army, and yeah, he was always going off on camps and carrying 80-kilo backpacks and holding giant, weapons and
giant weapons. I don't know what is
the Australian Army.
What is a giant weapon? I don't know. A 50 caliber, I guess, would be considered giant to her. I don't know. But that's another thing. If she's, from what I know of the military, from family members as well as friends, I mean, this might just pertain to the United States. I don't know how Australia operates. Um, in the military, you do move around a lot from state to state, from country to country. Like my daughter in law, she's been all over the world because her stepfather was in the Air Force. So I kind of find it hard to believe if your stepmother and your father and you were residing with them were in the military and you've never left the country. That seems kind of odd to me. Wouldn't you have left the country unless, like, from what I know of and I've heard, Australia, they do partake in military exercises with the United States, so it wouldn't be uncommon for like the Australian military to be stationed at U.S. bases around the world. So, which makes me kind of doubt this story. I don't know. It might be true. Who knows?
And so because of that, we actually moved around quite a lot for a number of years.
Yeah, but
So
outside of
I've lived
always
on
within
Air Force
Australia, it's
bases,
weird.
Army bases, outside of military bases in military housing. I've lived on a couple of farms. I've lived in
I mean,
suburbs.
unless they were just specifically stationed in Australia and not leaving the country. I mean it's possible. It's just I find that odd.
I've lived in the country. I've lived rural. Yeah, I just basically spent my life moving around a whole lot, which, you know, isn't great for trying to make friends, but it was a bit of an adventure, that's for sure. Hope that answers your question. I'll give the sausages a bit of a turn and then get back to the question.
I don't know. It doesn't it it's just I find it odd if she lived with her it's like an Amber Lynn potpourri of childhood stories that don't make sense. All of that going on within a childhood, I don't know. Like the timeline, I don't, how would that even be possible? I don't know. That is a lot of sausage. Oh, can I skip this part? Let's skip it. Okay.
A little bit overwhelming to suddenly have people take an interest. I'm quite solitary as a person. And yeah, some people have like mentioned, oh, my house looks so clean and all this kind of stuff. Well, yeah, when you grow up as an army brat or a military brat, you get that cleanliness drilled
I
into
don't know
you.
if the house
You know?
looks clean. There's
If
nothing
anyone
in the
can
house,
relate in
really.
any military family across the globe, like the strictness follows to the children. So, you know, scrub this with a toothbrush. Better fold the edges of your bed just right, that kind of thing.
I honestly, how is that the case? And then you eat like you do. That doesn't make sense to me. But okay, to each his own.
What kind of jobs have you had? Well, I'll cover employment, but I'll also cover things like volunteer work and stuff and just mix it all in together. So it would pretty much be impossible for me to list everything because I feel like I'm a bit of a jill of all trades. So I've done unqualified mechanic work. I've done horse training, breaking horses in. I've been a chef, a sous chef, a head chef, a manager of a restaurant. I used to do a little bit of modeling when I was,
Look, come on. I mean, I don't believe this. Does anyone believe all of this? Come on. This is like Nader 2.0. And come on.
quite young. Obviously, I don't look like that now, but
It's like Nader and Chantal mixed together with all the jobs and volunteer work that they've done in their life.
what else? I've been an actress, but not in anything big, just like little small pieces. I've done professional dancing and backup acting.
It seems like she's literally just picking things from Amber Lynn and Chantal and whatever she's watching, and has created an imaginary life. I don't know. I don't find this believable. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But something about it is rubbing me the wrong way, and I just don't find it believable.
What else? I'm just trying to think of everything. Like, there's so much, but I'm just like, what have I done? What have I done? I've been a nanny, child minding. Excuse me. I've edited scripts for people's plays and their stories when they publish books. Just like as a freelance thing, just sometimes it's just volunteer work because I just really enjoy the written word. I used to unofficially race cars, did a bit of street racing.
I mean, it's literally, it's like, okay, she just said she used to race cars. Okay, it's literally like me saying, I used to race cars too. You know why? Because I went 110 miles an hour on the Harbor Freeway. That doesn't make me a race car driver. Or because I put a band-aid on a neighbor's, arm. So I'm a nurse now. That doesn't make me a nurse. It's like they are using little things or life experiences in their life and creating a whole entire career with that. It's insane to me.
That was fun. Not encouraging it. Not encouraging it at all. That would be illegal. I don't know. I've done a lot of things. Like, I have led an interesting life, even though I'm quite the introvert. I've done farm work and digging ditches and building windmills.
Didn't Chantal say she did some shit like that? I swear she did when she worked for the Red Cross, apparently. Didn't she say she was doing some ditch digging as well? Like, none of this makes sense. She's bullshitting.
Fixing sewage systems.
Come on.
Like, I've done it all, guys. Like, building wells. Yeah.
She's a liar.
Oh, I've had a weird life.
Like,
anyway, I'll leave it at that.
I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny. I mean, a troll is funny. A troll can be very funny, depending on how you do it. But I think it's like you can only push it so far before people get sick and tired of it. And I think that's where we're at with this one, with the trolling.
List for so long, and the jobs are pretty
well, at
weird,
least for me.
Is there a plan B for Egypt? No. People that make safety nets usually opt for the safety net. I'm like a really gung-ho kind of person, so if I make a plan, I just go for it. That's just the plan.
I'm exactly like the exact same way. If I make a plan, I'm gonna do it, and that's one of the things my husband hates about me, especially because I like to do road trips and stuff. And like one day, like right now, all of a sudden later in the day, I might get an itch or an urge to drive to Colorado, and I'll just go tomorrow and I'll drive to Colorado without telling him. Like, I do crazy things like that because you only live once. Why not?
God willing, inshallah. There we go. Is the Egypt trip real? Yeah, it is, besties. Will I be filming videos in Egypt and doing vlogs or mukbangs? Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm waiting to see. I think unless she does something really interesting between now and the Egypt trip, I don't think I will be covering her. I'm waiting for the Egypt vlogs to come out. I think that will be interesting, because considering she stated that she was a feminist, I'm kind of excited to see how this feminist likes Egypt.
And also when I travel to other places, to other surrounding countries, absolutely, yeah. I answered the Scatgate question. I know that a lot of people were pissed off with my answer, and all I've got to say is, guys, it was presented as a comedy, okay? It was not presented as a news report filled with...
Wait, excuse me, what was presented as a comedy? What Kybella presented? What Chantal presented? what reaction channels presented, because or what you presented, because the others, I didn't find any of that comedic, especially dealing with rape, religion, and all of that violence geared towards Western women. I didn't find it comedic at all. So,
facts and legalities. It was not a let's choose this side or that side. It was just, I'm going to look at something and I'm going to present it in a comical way as best as I can, and I hope you enjoy it.
how can you present a serious subject like that affected many of the viewers and the subscribers? Some of those that have been sexually assaulted, some of those that have been raped, some of those that have been abused in domestic violence situations. I don't understand how you can think that's funny. I don't think how you can present that in a comedic way. Yeah, I think it's wrong. I think it's disgusting. So yeah, I don't agree with this one.
That's all it was. Don't take it too seriously. And no, I don't hate men. The opinion about men was actually from a man. And
But you
I was
agreed with
explaining
it.
that a lot of men actually do those kinds of things or think those kinds of things. And to be fair, a lot of men actually commented and agreed with me. Now, I'm not saying that your man is like that. I'm not saying your relationship is like that. In fact, I'm not even saying mine is like that. It was literally part of a comedy routine. So I hope you enjoy it. Next question.
Okay, so from this point on, because she said that entire display that she did was a comedy routine, then just from my personal opinion, then you can't believe anything that she says from this point on.
How did you marry your husband without meeting? Yeah, it's a religious marriage, so it does need to be legally verified wherever you live for it to function as a marriage. However, some people just have religious marriage and they don't register it with country or state or whatever. A lot of people do that around the world. I will say though, that it's not something I recommend because you're not really legally protected. Whereas when you register a marriage, you have certain protections. But if you just do it on a religious basis, you're really doing it in good faith with the other person. So there's a warning if anyone's thinking
So basically, it's a Chantal marriage, and it means shit. That's what she's saying.
about it. How did I meet my husband? Yeah, he started messaging me on social media. He went for it. And, I thought he was just awesome, so...
And I agree with the comment that Goose Chuck said, that she I fucks herself in the camera as well. I don't understand, I don't like to look at myself in the camera at all. I don't like pictures of myself at all. The pictures that I've posted online of myself, it's just so people could see what I look like. But other than that, no, I cringe. I don't want to see myself. Yeah, just no.
How long have you been on YouTube? 4 years. So a lot of my videos I took down, and that's because since becoming a Muslim, I didn't want to keep a lot of videos up that contained wild drinking of alcohol,
Sounds
eating
familiar.
of copious amounts of pork products,
Familiar.
and shall we say, skimpy clothing.
Familiar.
No, I'm not knocking it.
I'm wondering, are you the true stalker of Chantal? Because it's bizarre. I wonder if the videos that she deleted or privated, I don't know what she did with those videos, are in any way similar to Chantal's, and I wonder if they match the shenanigans, the timeline, as well as Chantal. I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me.
If you like to do that kind of thing, I just didn't want that out there of myself, because, I'm trying to change myself to be a little bit different and live in a certain way. And so, although I've left some videos there of me with my hair out, I just think, well, in my mind, I feel that hijab, as in the headscarf, is optional. So I don't mind that there's photos of me or videos of me with no headscarf because, I don't personally feel that it's obligatory. I feel like it's an option. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, so, but whatever. Hey, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Everybody practices their religion how they want to, so, you know?
No, see, and that's the problem that I find with religion is everybody shouldn't practice their religion the way that they want to. That's not the way that works. And that's where I found myself kind of pushing away from religion altogether, just personally, because of people like this. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to do it how you want to do it and whatever. That's why this world is crazy right now, because of people like this that just do their religion the way that they want to do it. No.
Next question. I'm getting a bit. Here, I might move it back. Oh gosh.
And then it's like you take a good religion. You could take Christianity, you could take Catholicism, you could take Islam, Judaism, whatever, and you get people like this that want to go in there and interpret the religion the way that they want to and pollute the religion. It's wrong. I don't agree with it. You either follow that religion, what their book says or what their scripture says, or don't follow it at all. Plain and simple.
Well, that's alright. Next question. When's my birthday and what's my sign? My birthday is in July and I'm a Leo.
Oh, so is mine. I'm not a Leo though, I'm a Cancer.
Where will you live with your husband? We've both agreed that we'll be living in Egypt, although that could change. But if it does change, let's move the camera. If it does change, we've both agreed that we'll be, if we don't live in Egypt, we would choose an Islamic country to live in. And this is because we're both Muslim. We would both like to live in an Islamic country. And if we're really, really, blessed and we are able to have any children, then we want them to be, raised a certain way. And, I've had children.
I don't know. Should you, from what you've said, you have 3 daughters. You have one that lives with you now. You didn't say the age. I'm assuming she's an adult daughter. And as well as you have 2 other daughters. I don't know the age of those daughters. I don't know. You didn't want to speak about those daughters. So do you even have a good relationship with those daughters? Because from what you said, you don't talk to your mothers. So I would assume you're not talking to your daughters for the same reason. Is it smart to have more children? I don't know. That's your choice, but I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. It seems like maybe you need to get your life in control before thinking about having more children. That's just my opinion. From one mother to another.
Children in Australia, and as a Muslim, I kind of feel like it's not impossible to raise your children as being Muslim in Australia. It's certainly not easy. It's certainly not easy. Yeah. I won't go into why, because that could be another video, maybe.
Yeah, Australia has a problem with racism just like the United States. So she could have said it.
Oh, it's pretty personal, but anyway. What are my hobbies? Well, when I was younger, and before I became physically disabled or injured, I was a very physically active person. So I have ADHD, so I like to bounce off the wall.
I'm telling you, I don't know if any of this is true. It's like she's picking specific things from Amberlynn Reid and Chantal and applying those subjects to her life. That's what it seems like to me, because it's kind of funny. Everything that she said, I would say, other than the military story, is literally Chantal and Amberlynn. And then not only that, the fact that she said the video about Scatgate that she did the other day was a comedy, a sketch, if you will, makes me not believe her at all.
When I had my accident, my accident, um, yeah, I had a lot of trouble mentally because I couldn't get up and move around because I'm really like moving around kind of attention, hyperactivity kind of crazy kind of person. And yeah, and that would reflect my activities before then,
And
which were
see, and that's another thing. What she said right there. I have ADHD, and it's not when you have ADHD. I don't. This is just speaking for myself. It's not like I physically like my body needs to move. I can't sit still. I just the way my brain is wired, it's constantly going. This is why I cannot sleep at night. My brain is constantly on the go. It's always searching for something to do. Like that's the reason why I can't sit still. It's not like a physical feeling where I need to get up and move around. Maybe that's why I found comfort in doing that's the reason why I'm an artist because I found that to be but it kind of settled my brain, let's just say, being an artist.
extreme sports, like extreme movement, constantly going, like super active. My favorite thing would be to go for a 3-hour jog for fun, like, 2-week long camping trips with no food and you can only eat what you hunt. I was a real, go-getter. And
I'm curious, since you're in Australia, did your family set you out, like to do a walkabout in the bush, alone for like 2, 3 days? Did you do anything like that?
so my hobbies have really changed now because of my physical restrictions and limitations. So I have a lot of energy, but it's like it's got nowhere to go. So
So you
I find
eat?
that making videos takes a lot of energy, and I feel like that's a bit of a release for me, for like stress, and it feeds into my creative core, and I really enjoy it.
I can
And
agree
I
with
have
that.
thought about quitting before, but then I thought, no, it doesn't matter if I'm good at it or not. What matters is, do I enjoy it? And yes, I do. I really love
Do
cooking.
you enjoy doing the videos or do you enjoy the attention and looking at yourself in the viewfinder? Is that what you enjoy? I don't know. For me, making videos, I like to do the music. I like to share my opinion, but my favorite part, like literally my favorite part is going into the comment section and reading the different stories from people. That's my favorite part because there's so many people out there that live amazing lives. There's so many people that have been through tragedies, health experiences, all sorts of things. And I love reading about that. So that's my favorite part.
I like learning languages, and I have known quite a few languages in the past, but at one point in my life, I actually lost my memory. I had amnesia.
Oh no.
And one of the things that hasn't fully come back to me yet is my knowledge of previous languages. So previously I spoke 11 or 12 different languages.
Get out. Get out right now. I don't believe you. Shut up.
And now I'm just rusty at everything, and I can't
No
really
way. Get out.
piece together as, a conversation in a language that I used to be extremely fluent in. But yeah, languages and religious study have always been something that I really enjoy. And
Get out.
I've learned up to 5th grade piano, and I used to play the guitar and the flute and other musical instruments, and I used to really
And
enjoy.
all this going on while moving everywhere, being a military brat, being in foster care, living with grandparents. Like all of this is going on. Does anybody believe any of this? I know I don't.
Writing music, composing music, and yeah, that all changed after I lost my memory. So there's been a lot of loss, but I'm pretty adaptable, and yeah, I just adjust my life to what I can do. Hi, Lola. And of course, one of my hobbies is loving pets like Lola. Is she a pet though? Is she part of the family? That's the question.
I
think
like
she's
Lola.
one of
She's a
my
sweet little
children,
dog.
isn't she? She's gorgeous. Hi Lola, you can't have a sausage until they're cooked. And this is very hot, so you've got to move away now. Okay, off you go. Back up, back up. Might have to actually move the camera and move this for her safety. Yeah, now she's safe. Now she's safe. We choose Lola. Hello, Lola. Oh, don't leave my tongs there. Hello, darling. Hello. Can you just... Yeah, you can have a hot dog after. Do you want to have a sausage?
I mean, honestly, being a dog person myself, you can look into a dog's eyes with their owner and you can see if they're well taken care of. And from what I see with Lola and the way she behaves, she's loved and she's well taken care of. That's for sure. You can see it.
Yeah, when I finish, yeah, she knows. She's got this thing for sausages. She loves them. Do you love sausages? Or you do? Or you could have one or two. You want 2 sausages? What are you going to have on it? I don't have any ketchup. You're going to have it with just a piece of bread. But somebody said not to give you bread. Might make your ears itchy, they said. I don't know. Maybe just the 2 sausages. No, you can't have more than 2. That's enough. Okay, maybe 3. Maybe. Let's see what other questions we have, Lola.
I don't understand. You know what questions are there because you wrote them down yourself. It's like when Amber Lynn does the Q&A herself, like she's surprised when she reads the question. It's like, how are you surprised? You wrote it yourself. Stop.
This is a good one.
Look, see,
have I ever
right
had
there.
to fight off a kangaroo?
Come on.
Have I ever had to fight off a kangaroo? Yeah, actually, I have. And no, I'm serious. I have had to fight off a kangaroo. In fact, it was more than one kangaroo, and it was bloody scary, mate.
More than one kangaroo?
It was bloody scary.
Come on.
So, if you want to hear more about that, let me know. I'll do a video on it. I'll go right into it, but it's a story on its own, let me tell you. Oh gosh. That's all the questions that I've written down.
Or that you want to answer.
Let's shuffle this around. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Whoa! Okay.
Well, anyways, that's the end of that, because she's going to go to the eating portion of the video. I know I might not have a popular opinion about the troll here. Like I said, it's funny to troll. I like to troll sometimes, but there comes a point with the troll when it gets tiresome, when it gets repetitive, when it gets boring, and that's where I find myself with her, where I don't want to cover her anymore until this Egypt adventure starts. Then I might become interested in it again, but other than that, yeah, I'm not buying none of this crap, and it's getting tired. So that's it for me, guys. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.